Today we're going to be doubling each ingredient in different batches of cookies and see what happens.
In this experiment, we made normal cookies, then we added extra baking powder or baking soda, and then we added extra butter, extra sugar, extra flour, and extra egg to different batches of cookies. So first up, we have the normal batch of cookies. This is what they turned out to look like. There's a normal looking cookie, nothing too special about these. Next up, we added extra baking soda to these, and we didn't notice much of a difference except the fact that the bottoms got extremely burnt, which was very surprising to us, which we didn't know if it was related or not to the baking soda. Next up, we added extra butter to these, and these came out very crumbly, and they fell apart, and they got really big in the oven, and they kind of, when we were taking them out, fell apart. These, we added extra brown sugar and sugar to, which made them very flat like a pancake, and they're very sweet when you taste them. We added extra flour to these, which made them not move very much. They kind of, in the oven, like they're still in the cookie dough form, and they're like rock solid almost. And finally, we had the egg cookies, and when we added extra egg to these, similar to the ones we added extra butter to, they got very big in the oven and spread out and got very flat, but they didn't stick together like the ones with sugar. They kind of fell apart and they got very gooey. So when it came to taste, our favorite one was the one we added extra baking soda to. It definitely tasted, even though the bottoms got very burnt, they tasted a lot more sweet than even the ones that had extra sugar in them. And then our second favorite one was actually the ones with sugar. They're like a sugar cookie basically, but they just to an extreme. Our third favorite were the flour ones, just because they kind of taste like cookie dough. Then our fourth favorite were the normal ones we didn't do anything to. These are just basic normal cookies. Our fifth favorite were the ones we added egg to. They were just like very soft and also tasted like cookie dough, but didn't like they weren't as like soft and we had it like that. And then finally, our least favorite were the ones we added extra butter to, mainly just because they got really crunchy and all around the taste just wasn't very good. Okay, so now I'd like to cover a little bit about why we saw certain results in some of the cookies. So first I like to start with flour. So what we noticed from the flour was that they didn't move in the oven at all. And the reason we found out due to chemistry is because basically it doesn't allow the proteins in the cookie to like expand and get bigger. And it causes less gluten formation is what it says here. Which makes it not move very much. And then with sugar, sugar not only makes it a lot sweeter like we noticed, but it also, as the sugar melts, it makes the cookie spread more, and which then makes it a lot flatter and a lot crispier. With eggs, a lot of moisture comes from the eggs, and because we added so much moisture through the eggs to the cookies, it made it very liquidy, which then made it expand a lot more in the oven. And then with the baking soda, how much we added, it was supposed to make it like a lot airier, which we actually didn't really notice very much. Really all we noticed with the baking soda is that the bottoms got burnt. And I guess maybe they got a little bit airier, but that wasn't like really drastic for us. And then with the extra butter, it's also very similar to the eggs. A lot of the moisture comes from the butter, which then makes it very liquidy and then also spread a lot more due to the liquid.